What's going on, peeps? In today's video I am going to be talking about, just with obviously everything going on and now these conspiracy theories that are coming up quite a lot. And so I'm going to talk about conspiracy theories today. Enjoy. So, great topic to cover, especially in where we're at currently in the state of life and in the world. Conspiracy theories are a thing that come up quite a lot in life. If you just do a bit of research, you can go down a deep rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. And with the most recent one coming out about things to do with coronavirus and 5G, I thought, let's make a video on conspiracy theories, because it's a really good thing to touch on and a way to navigate through them is what I'll be talking about. So with conspiracy theories, there's a point at some point in people's lives, I'm putting my hand up, years ago, where you go deep diving down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. Because you start asking questions and you start understanding that life isn't really all that it seems to be on the outside. There's a lot of deep aspects within life. Now, in saying this doesn't mean that all conspiracy theories are real. But the main point that I want to make here is to understand that just asking your own questions is enough. Asking your own questions and having your own interest and intrigue into why would it be considered a conspiracy theory? Why would someone come up with that? What's really going on in this instance? And then from there, doing your own research. This is the thing a lot of the time within life, is that we can take things just off the surface on first-hand value. And then that can be created into our belief system, and that'll be our way of thinking. So an example of this is years ago when I went deep down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories and just kept diving and diving deeper and deeper, I found myself starting to get a bit isolated. I found myself starting to feel like the world was against me and the system that I live in was against me, and it kind of made me not want to be part of something that felt so wrong. Now, coming out of that space, I realized that, life has to have a certain balance. And within that, it's good to have an awareness of certain things that are happening, but it's also good to not be too, into a hole with what things are happening as well. It's always good to keep an open mind with everything. You can take things with a grain of salt. This doesn't mean that, that some of the conspiracy theories aren't real. Doesn't mean that some of them aren't fake. There's a lot of fake news going out. It's the same concept, essentially. Fake news, you've got misleading information, you've got disinformation now. So it's understandable that we get to a point where some things can be hard to believe, but you have to make up your own mind and your own thoughts in what do you think is actually happening. Now, again, do your own research, because it will actually help you understand, a bit more. And even when you do your own research and you have more understandings towards things, it doesn't necessarily mean that this specific thing that you're researching is going to be correct. You still got to keep an open mind, because in reality, we don't know. We have no idea what we don't know about. We have no idea. You know, we can maybe get like 99% that we know, but we'll never understand the full aspect. Another way to look at this would be, think about when you have an expectation of something. Now, you could be so certain that something is going to happen a certain way within your life, but it never happens that way. You might get close to it, you might get 95% of how you've envisioned it in your mind, but it will never happen the exact same way. So it's the same concept. Some of these things we have no idea about. Little jigsaw pieces of the puzzle start lining themselves up and creating something. And that something is basically your own perception of how you're viewing it. Again, important thing is you can dive in, but come up for air every now and again, and don't let it consume you, because when it consumes you, you can be stuck in a rabbit hole. So there's certain things in the world that we can't explain. There's certain things or places in the world that we can't explain. Some of these things are, ancient civilizations, pyramids, Nazca lines, these structures like Stonehenge, these structures that are in Peru. There's, the pyramids from the Maya. All these places are amazingly precise in the certain ways that they're made geometrically. Now, yes, were we around that time? Yeah, of course we were around that time, but how is it that there was such a geometrical pattern that we lined up with? How did we have the technology to do that? This is just an example. There's a documentary I'm watching on Netflix at the moment called Ancient Aliens. It's great. It goes into the ancient aspects of civilization and talks about these certain things. And I always take everything with a grain of salt. So just the whole point I'm trying to make is to keep an open mind about everything. Ask questions. Ask your own questions. Do your own research. You'll get a lot more out of yourself by doing that than just reading something on the media or reading something online or social media and being like, that's I'm going to believe that straight away. Now, I'm not going into what I believe and what I think is happening because it's irrelevant. I don't put my beliefs on anyone. I've got a perception of reality. Someone else has got a different perception of reality. I've got friends that resonate with, where I'm at. They've got friends that don't resonate, or I've got friends that don't resonate, and that's okay. It's not a problem. But just keep the space open up for you to ask the questions for yourself. Do your own research. Make your own view of what you feel is going on. Put your own jigsaw pieces together to create the puzzle, to make sense of what you feel is going on. Right now the world is changing. It's 100%. 100% the world is changing. We're going through this stage of the virus, the economic collapse, and we're still at the beginning phases of what's to come. Stay strong in these times. We're going to get through them, and do your best to practice patience. I have a video on patience up here that can help. Conspiracy theories. It's a conspiracy to have conspiracy theories. Anyway, peeps, much love. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, follow. Please go gently. And as always, make someone smile today. Doing something so small creates a huge difference in someone's life. Yes, it is a challenge right now because we're socially isolated, but call someone, message someone, tell them that you're grateful for their friendship, tell them that you miss them. Just do it and keep on keeping on. Alright guys, peace. Conspiracy theories. It's a conspiracy. It's a